Are you tired of this happening?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So first off, who am I? Like, what right do I have to be telling you how to play the game? Well, simply put, I'm just some fucking loser who has put a ton of hours into the game. I mean, look at that. That's not a flex. That's a problem. I mean, look, there are 18 maps in Ready or Not. That's like 40 hours per map that I've put in. But all that aside, I've met some really cool people this entire time while I've played, and a lot of them have real life experience that they can at least kind of put into the game. I say kind of because at the end of the day, it is a video game, and I mean, you can't do everything you can in real life. But enough yapping aside, you're probably watching this video because the new update just came out, and you're trying to have as much fun as you possibly can on this game. So let's get into the ways we can do that. So the first thing I see most new players do wrong is how they handle doors.
Scaredy cat.
Yeah. Now this seems pretty straightforward, but to a lot it isn't. You must treat every door as if there is a trap or a threat behind it. If you don't, your gameplay might look like this. So how do we avoid this happening? The answer is a lot more clear than you think. You just peek the door first. When you do that, you get a little gap in the door and you can look for traps or threats. In my opinion, it's best to look for threats first because they're an immediate danger and they can shoot back at you. So now that you've learned how to properly use a door, let's move on to the next thing I like to call overextending. Not to sound like a broken record, but again, this concept seems simple, but so many people mess it up. The idea is if you stick as a group, not only will you fight better, but you also won't get mistaken as an enemy. Watch out, another one.
We're here.
We're not looking for body bags. Maintain your ROE.
Now that example was a little extreme. Here's some more realistic ones, but they're gonna be remade in my high-tech recreation software, not a video clip like that one. So in this situation, we have an open door and a friendly all the way down the hall. Maybe the suspect just didn't feel like peeking him today and wanted to wait a little bit. It happens a lot. So now what happens when the suspect decides he just wants to run in the middle of the hall? Well, it's best to show you. So yeah, it creates a lot of crossfire, and that's not the best thing for when you're trying to keep each other alive. So we're about through the list now, and I hope I've kept your attention. I know stuff like this can be a little bit boring sometimes, but if you are watching this, it does mean you want to learn, and that's really cool. I'm going to take this second really quickly to shamelessly plug. If you like the video, please do leave a like, and please subscribe. It helps so much. Anyway, let's continue. The next thing on this list is something I like to call the order of importance. I like to think this rule is easy to understand. It's just doing what is important and being where is important, depending on your situation. For this example, I'm just going to let you watch the clip, and then I'll tell you afterwards. One civvy.
Is this the movie theater room?
Yeah, I'm gonna get something in there.
Hold it!
Bleeding.
We're both down. So let's go back to my high-tech recreation software so I can explain what's happening. First thing I'd like to point out is our entry here. As you can see in both the video and the diagram, there's a civilian in our way. Notice how we just don't really care about him. Now we could sit here and wrap him up, but he's not a direct threat right now, and that could open us up to some more danger. Next, you'll see we throw a flashbang in there. We never know what's behind an opening, so we're just being safe here. And finally, we move into the main room to address the threat. Notice I don't fully go to the other door, and that's because I have another guy going around behind me. The final thing I'll say is communicate. Imagine this is a CSGO game, or anything else. You want to give information to your other teammates. I know you're fighting AI and you might think it's really easy, but they can f you up. Because of that, you want to be constantly communicating with your teammates, telling them where people are and what to look out for. And that's it for the video. I'd like to thank you if you made it to this point. I know people have really short attention spans nowadays. I really do hope that these tips help you if you're new, and I'm hopefully looking forward to seeing people use these tips and tricks in lobbies online. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace out.